Let me do it like school days. Let me do it like school days. Put the hoodie over his face. Boom. New episode today featuring Gabriel, Big Head Boy, and Jaheim. You're gonna like this one still.
I'll get married at some time. As I always say, there'll be a day when I fall down and bump my head.
What was that, 60 years old?
Yeah, probably, you know.
65?
I think when the hairline's completely deteriorated, that'll be the day when I'll say, you know what? You know when your stock drops. You know, like when you're looking at your crypto, you're looking at the Ethereum drops, and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna cash out now before it gets too late. So when the hairline's complete, it's all right now. The edges ain't gone too bad. The Naomi Campbell still all right.
20, 30 years.
Yeah.
Did you hear me when the top of my hair was fading?
Yeah.
I said, I was gonna get a girl.
It's time to
Panicking. I was like, before I was totally written off, I might as well just fall in love right now.
You have to remember that a woman doesn't actually have to give your child your surname if you're not married. She doesn't actually have to.
Yeah.
So being married to her, if she takes your surname, is one thing. But you people that marry and do double barrel surnames, it's not happening. Any woman that wants to marry me, yeah, the only double barrel you see if you made that comment is a shotgun. That's the only double barrel you're gonna see. Double barrel where? Go, if you want to keep your surname, go and marry your dad. Go and marry your father. That useless man. Go and marry your father. In school, what was the abuse like in school with your name? Be real.
Nothing.
You didn't get no abuse.
No, I had banter.
Chiso.
Yeah, I had banter.
No. But I got bantered. You got bantered.
Fam, I had banter. I used to walk.
All Nigerians got bantered in school.
Yeah, but I used to
Let's not even pretend.
I used to walk.
Huh?
Not for my name.
For what though? Well, I mean, you're not the era. Our era. But when you was Nigerian in our era, mate.
I used to love to fight.
All the Jeromes, Leons, and Dwaynes, you pussy-os,
I used to love to fight.
You pussy-os. You're the reason why I got kicked out of school. I was a humble African child, you know. It was you, Dwayne, Jeromes, and all of you lot that made me into a little bad boy in school. All us African boys, all we wanted to do was eat our pounded yam, you know. That's all we wanted to do is come to school and eat with our hands. And you'd be like, ew. What's that? What's that? I'm telling you, you lot. Let's not even start this conversation because we was fine in school, you know. Us African boys, we were fine. Just want to come, JJ. Just study small. Do a ABC. Do a 1, 2, 3. It was you, Jeromes. You, Jeromes, and Dwayne. You want to fuck us up in education. Oh, you bastards.
I had so much fights in school, up until year 10.
It was them lot, the Dwaynes and the Jeromes.
Them African booba jokes were.
It's mad though because when you look at culture.
That's what my brother was talking about. He was talking about, he used to fight bare people just because of your names, just because of.
No, I can't lie, I was always on smoke.
Yeah.
I'm still always on smoke. Don't get twisted. Even though I've grown up and matured and blah blah blah.
You still take that on.
No, I still see like when something is deep in you,
It's still there.
it's still there. So I could go like that.
It's like an unspoken.
No. I just put the switch off right now because I'm old. But it's still deep in
available
me.
to be turned on.
Oh yeah.
Right now.
That side of me don't go. I think that's the reason why I'm strong in the gym because I channel all my aggression into training. But now I've got to a point that I'm so strong that I'm just like,
You're so strong.
You're the opposite genetics.
Yeah, me.
But this one thing, you think you're like a Hulk or something? This gym has gassed him, you know.
Hey, small boy.
You think you're strong in it?
Fam.
But we've done it several times, bro. Like you're not strong, bro.
You think my name's Marvin?
It's not.
You think I'm
It's
Marvin?
not happening.
You think I'm Marvin, you know? You think I'm Marvin?
Where Marvin come from, you know? With his broken leg.
His broken leg. I moved my first school to second school because I used to get into too much fights.
It was tough.
Fam, year 7 when I moved here, I averaged 50 fights in 1 year.
That transition.
You know how mad that is? I remember. This is the funniest thing here. Some white you called Dan. He was short, but he used to kickbox. Dan beat me the fuck up, beat me badly, yeah. So I remember when I was 25, I saw him in Brixton. He was walking, and see me and ducked his head. I was like, "Oh, Dan, what are you saying?" He's like, "Oh yeah, you're right, yeah." I just grabbed him. I grabbed him like this. I was like, "Right, how you been, man? You cool, yeah?" But in my head, I was thinking to myself, "Right, my man thought I still had animosity." I was like, "Right, he was 11 years old, man. That was needed." But the thing is, I needed that because you see, when I moved here, yeah. When I was in Nigeria, my cousins were like, "Oh, yeah, London youths are soft." The first fight I had here, my brethren Kelvin, boom! I was like, "Oh my God, hey, Jesus, London youths are not soft."
Try. I
was like, Chineke, hey, this is pain. I think what made me stop fighting was when I got kicked out in year 10. Then the deputy head asked the headmaster to bring me back to school. Cause what happened was I was fighting someone because a youth in my class was getting bullied, and he lived a road behind me, and his mum was like, "Raw, watch after my man," because he got bullied in his last school that my brothers went to, Bevan. So when he moved over to my school now, he was like the new boy. Then the next youth was trying to build up his rep, and he was the new boy from the year before. So now 2-2s now, he was telling my man, Sharp in the class, man, like, we're trying to listen to the teacher. So he must have said "Rah, make me shut up." Then I said, "Oh, shut up, man, leave him alone, man." You get me? So he's come and tried to stick on me. I said, "Rah." I picked him up, DDT'd his head on the table, through the doors. So he's gone into the next class now. Every time he's coming up, I'm kicking him down, punching him down. The teacher stepped in the way now. I've kicked the teacher in the arm. That was it, but he broke his arm. Yeah, I broke the teacher's arm.
No respect for the hierarchy.
I broke the teacher's arm.
He's not school.
No,
he did not get. Teacher, student, you'll get same way.
The same teacher still teaching there. Then he was talking to the year 11s, and they were in the gym, and they were talking about why he couldn't do certain things, certain movements. Then he mentioned about his arm and shoulders guide because of something, and I just walked in right at that time, and he was like, yeah, it was your basketball coach, and everyone was like, him, why he's so calm, blah blah blah. And I was like, I'm sorry, man, you know that was an accident. I'm like, how you still holding something on me from like 7 years prior? And he was like, yeah, like, it wasn't your fault, but you should have held back. Like, you kept on going over the top, because I was known for, if I got into a fight, don't stop me in it. Just let me keep going. You get me?
Don't get in the way.
Don't get in the way. Like, if you see me fighting, don't jump in. You might catch an L.
You might catch a shot as well.
Yeah, you can get one.
Collateral damage. You know?
Oh, sir.
2 and 1 1.
What happened to the Gabriel Ed fight?
He's not on it, man. Ed was just talking for the camera, man. He's not on it, man. And I see him sparring the other day. I see him punching the bag. Even though I ain't no fighter, I was scrapping it. I don't mind tasting blood in my mouth. But Ed is claiming he does MMA. Sorry, mate. Trust me. Them high school punches. It's not happening, mate. It's not happening, mate. So forget that fight. Back to school though. School was tough. And I think the biggest problem we found was that when I was growing up here, I just saw all black people as black. I didn't realise there was West Indian, it was West African. So when I saw like fellow black boys, I thought it was cool. So when they basically started dissing me about my name and that and whatever, and obviously my mum would give me the bowl haircut. So we didn't get faddies called fade. We didn't get faddies. There was no faddy when we was younger. It was just a bowl. Okay, I'll call you. I can trim you. I can trim. It's not different. I can trim, Gabriel. I can trim you, Gabriel. So I'm getting the bowl cut. Going to school now, thinking I'm doing styles, plimsolls, you know, trousers that are swinging. Everything's just the African style in it. So I'm going to school and I'm getting dissed for my name, for what I'm eating. I'm thinking we're both black. Like I can see Harold and Bartholomew. They're eating their little fish fingers and that sandwiches, but I'm trying to eat my little eba. So I got the eba and I'm drawing the okra. So and someone was like, what's that? I'm like, it's eba. It's eba. You want some? And there's no knife and fork. But there's knife and fork at home, so I'm getting this now for not having no knife and fork. So I'm thinking it's normal. So I'm telling my mum, can you pack me? I need knife and fork. She no, Gabriel, you're gonna stay to your culture. Use your hand. Use your hand. So I'm eating with my hand now, and that's how I got into so much fights. Because someone will try and diss me, and the thing about it is that because I was getting bullied, the funny thing is that I joined the bullies because I was being bullied. So basically, I had a fight with one boy. I used to go Beulah, Joshua McKenzie. I had a fight with him in school, and where I had a fight now, and I stood my ground, they brought me into the camp. So, you know, I was like, I'm in now. So since then, I started rolling with the bullies. So it was me, in Beulah, it was me, Francis, and Josh. It was us three who were like the kind of main guys in school. And I only became part of that crew because I was getting bullied. And I said, I'm not having it no more. And the worst thing is that you find a lot of the African parents back then would say that if someone's hit you, don't hit them back. No. That's how bullying starts. If you know your child is in the wrong and done something, that child should smack them in the face. And that's the thing about bullying is that a lot of kids you find are getting bullied in school and can't say anything. Because sometimes their parents are telling them it's someone who should go and tell the teacher. But remember, bullying is not only physical. There's the emotional, verbal side of bullying that people don't see, where someone's calling you names and there's not a physical mark on your body.
My mum used to say to me, never start a fight. But my mum used to tell me, finish it.
Okay, yeah.
My mum used to be like, raw. She used to say to me, never come to the house here and cry about you losing a fight. Okay, if you do that, I'm gonna send you back out to smack up the youth.
Nah, my mum said to me, if they hit
but
you,
my mum used to tell me,
go and tell the teacher I get bread. Go and tell the teacher I get bread.
Started the fight.
And then it was mad.
My mum used to say, don't start it, but make sure you finish the fight. She was like, raw.
She wasn't about that crying. She wasn't about that. Nah, don't come back to me saying,
My mum wasn't on that. Oh yeah, come and cry. No. She was like, make sure that you stand your ground, boy. But my mum used to tell me,
it's right.
Don't pick on people.
Yeah, it's right. Anyone that's got a child or anyone that's getting bullied and someone hits them or something back, thump them in the face back, because bullying will go throughout your whole life. Because you find people getting bullied in the workplace, it doesn't stop.
I think he's lucky here because most of the youths that went to his school who were like older, they probably knew me and Rex and that due to their older brothers. Their older brothers were like, younger ones to us. So they kind of knew that, don't fuck about with him because, if you picked on him, I'd have probably smacked their dad.
Oh,
that's the reality of it. I'd have probably smacked up their dad.
You got children who come home, they go straight to their bedroom. It's so hard to see the signs. So hard. I used to work in a pupil referral unit, and you can see it in children when they're getting bullied. You can see it. And the hardest part is that because it's not physical, sometimes you don't see that. And that thing deals with you throughout your whole life. A lot of the kids who were getting bullied in school, they didn't have that fire in their belly. Like a lot of the things that people have now, it's just that. You need that thing in you. I don't have to explain it, but there's something in you. And when you're just getting bullied in school, mate, I've seen people transition from primary school, secondary school, college, and they've got no fire in their belly. Nothing. Like if someone's child is getting beaten or hit them back. Like people only know how to resolve. No, let me say resolve. Things only change when you do two things. It's either violence or you impact someone financially. Those are the two things. That's why when people do the peaceful protesting for things, no problem. It's great. When people do things on the internet, okay, and they start posting things, they feel like they've done something. It's called virtual signaling. No problem, it makes you feel good. But when you really think about it, if you don't hit someone violently or financially, you've not really made an impact. You're making no difference. And that's the biggest thing is that all these businesses and corporations that we're trying to challenge and do this and do that with, if you hit them financially, they'll stop. It's the bottom line. Like, you look at all the people in America that get shot by the police and that. If all of those brothers had life insurance, that's another thing. A lot of us have got insurance on our phones, on our cars, on our houses, not on our life. That makes no sense. You've got insurance for everything in your life, apart from the things that matter, which is your own life. That's the thing that baffles me. I've got life insurance and I've got funeral cover and I've got critical illness cover. So if anything happens to me, I'm sorted because there's nothing wrong with GoFundMe's. No problem. Do your GoFundMe if you need to. But in this house, it will not happen. You will not fund a GoFundMe when I die. No. And if anyone in my family dies, even if it has to be in a wardrobe, we bury them. We bury them in a wardrobe, innit?
That's not a wardrobe.
Because I'm not doing all this. For me anyway, whatever you want to do, it's your own business, Jackie. For me in this house, we'll get insurance. And I'm so pissed here because my mum, I told her to go and sort out life insurance before something happened to her. She's alive and everything, but she didn't do it. And then something happened. I could be in Bentley now. I could be in Bentley. I could move my head to the side, you see the wing. I could be in Bentley. The other one's in the quick.
Wants to do the bad B pose.
The other one just move to the side so you can see the B and the wing. You get me? We could fly. The caterpillar husbands to be like, we could fly. He's a butterfly. Get yourself life insurance. You've got home insurance, content insurance, car insurance, all this insurance. You're even saving your screen from breaking, but you've got no insurance on your life. Nah, it's mad to me. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's important, man. And there's certain things in life which you just can't avoid. And the thing about it is because as black people generally, we're so hocus pocus saying, oh, we don't want to put things on our life. Don't speak bad. If you're getting life insurance, you're planning to die. No, stuff happens in life. And you need to get yourself life insurance. It's mad. It's mad. Mad. Imagine this. The amount of stress I put my mum under. I went to 2 primary schools. I got kicked out in year 11 in St. Mary's. I went to 3 colleges and 3 unis. That's the stress. And that only happened because I was a good boy. And I was always a good boy. And I always say that when you move around bad gang, my mum said, don't hang around with bad gang. You end up doing things that they do. But I was never a bad boy. Never have been. Even now I'm not. But I've got bad friends who do bad things. But they say birds of a feather flock together. Show me your friends, I'll show you who you are.
Not 100%. Sometimes, but not 100%.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Yeah.
However, I did bad things with my friends, but say we went out to rob people or like do a rushing. I was one that would be like, that's enough, man. Brother, like he's
done, like he's gone. Leave it.
his lip's gone. He's got
no lip.
He's got no lip. and the real bad boys are the ones just like that. I'm like, brother, it's enough. Or like say that they'll rob someone's phone. My thing is, you've taken the phone.
So you got
just go. What's the why you punch it? Take the phone and go.
He gave you his phone. Like what are you talking about? Like you didn't oblige.
I'm the kind of person I'll say, give me a SIM card. You know,
I'm like, so give me your Labara.
I was gonna say that as well.
I was a nice bad boy, innit? Like, man robbed the phone, but I say, you can have your SIM card, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
obviously you get home, man.
You got any pictures in there you need to get out? Like, man can, what's your email?
To Google Drive, quick.
Like, man will just
put it back.
do you want the pictures on your phone, bro? No, I'm sorry.
Makes sense.
Do you want a phone case?
You're a convenient robot.
Man said a convenient robot.
I was just out just to chat to gal. So more times.
Come on, come on!
How many was that for?
5.
5, okay.
More times.
You don't feel my power.
A man will be doing a robbery.
Shut up, man.
This dickhead.
Bro.
Okay.
Stop, bro.
I think you're bad. Hey, Jay, hold my phone.
Oh, but listen.
Hold my phone.
The legs are here, the leg is legging.
Man was to do it right before my set, you know.
The leg is legging.
You know it's how you want to do it right
The leg is legging. Do your set first. Do your set first.
No.
The leg is legging. What's up?
No. What's up?
The leg is legging. The leg is legging.
Come on, bring it there.
You ain't got the strength.
Set pace. Come on.
You grab me, I'm good.
Let me do it like school days. Fence. Let me do it like school days. Put the hoodie over his face. Let's go. Hey, scratch my face, you know. Scratch my face. Let's go.
Stay down.
Wow, you got the house here. You got the reverse end of going.
It's enough. No, it's not happening. It's not happening. Can we stop now? Can we stop? No. Can we stop now?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Okay. We're gonna lie here today.
This is the end of the session, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Subscribe to Chiso Lifts. Try and get us to 2K subscribers by end of May, and we'll let these two finish off in it. So take care, yeah.
1-1 now. It's 1-1.
Try and get revenge.
You don't accept bullying.
Dickhead. Man, try to waste my set. Goes out there. Dickhead.
That's why you don't accept bullying. This mofo thought he was the strongest guy in the world. He fought power today.
Oh, my abs.
Eye of the tiger. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. And see the thing about fighting, I've got 0 cardio. People don't realise that. All you man that think you can fight at this age,
Cardio, I cramped.
I've got 0 cardio. That was like 1 minute. But it felt like 5 days.
Have you clocked something? Most of the men who got bullied in school turned out to be the worst bad boys.
Some of them.
A lot of them.
They changed around to be, but there was many in schools, the African boys.
Huh?
There was many of the African boys that got bullied in school. Think about it.
A lot of men turned out to be really bad youths after they left school due to shit that happened in school.
But the maddest thing though is all the bad boys.
Even now, a lot of men I know still hold things personal.
No, but think of all the
based
bad
on
boys.
something that happened in '99.
Think of all the bad boys that you remember when you was growing up.
Yeah.
I'm talking about 14, 15, 16.
Yeah.
Think about what they're doing now in life. They're not all, the majority of them waste.
Yeah.
No. The maddest thing is that they were the cool boys in school.
Yeah.
But if you now forward, now 20 years later, what are they doing?
Nothing.
And that's the craziest thing is that we go through life forgetting that everything's in seasons. But most of the bad boys that were in school are all doing nothing now. It's mad. Mad. But education, do I think it's important? It is important, but it's not the be all and end all of life. And I think the biggest problem that
academics.
Yeah, the biggest problem that a lot of us, I can't talk for everyone, I can talk for Nigerian West Africans, is that they focus so much on being an engineer, being a doctor, forgetting that there are so many other career fields in this life. And I always talk about things like labouring jobs, like electricians, plumbers, builders. Like, I've got a mate who's 24, his name's Michael. He's got an electric company. He's now passed his pack testing. This guy's making a good between £600 and £800 a day from electrics. He didn't go to uni. And don't get me wrong, university is something you need to go to. Say if you want to be a doctor, you can't do work experience of being a doctor. Like you can't just blag it. You need to learn. You need to learn the books. But there's so many things in life that you don't need education for. And I remember I've gone to university. I've got a degree. I got it in business management and marketing. So I'm not saying it like. I'm not saying it to say you shouldn't get one. But for instance, a lot of people study marketing degrees, business degrees. Useless, in my opinion. Waste of degree. You can go into that without actually needing to do the degree. So education is important to an extent, but for me it's not the be all and end all of life.
Even if I didn't get my degree, I'd still be the same person I am.
Of course.
But I'll tell you the one good thing I took out of uni, like the one most important thing, time.
Yeah, and
because I learned time and discipline from uni because I realized that if I could give my money to study and I could give my time to study. And I used to be in the library and computer room a lot of times till like 11, 12 at night. So when I realised that I could be in uni that long, I figured that it's easy for me to be disciplined working and that. So at the moment, for instance, I get up at like 5:30 in the morning. I train clients from like 5:30 back to back to back, take a little break, train clients again. Then I realised if it wasn't for uni, I wouldn't have found that discipline to be able to get up early in the morning, and you know what I mean? Because I was like, if I could get up in the morning to do something that I hate and I'm there on time all the time, why can't I get up in the morning to do what I like with ease? You get what I'm saying? But before uni, I didn't have that kind of discipline there. I had to learn to not slack and learn to make 95% of my lectures. You get me? I'm not going to say that I was always there all the time, but I had to learn to make 95% of my lectures. But that taught me how to stay on point with everything I do now, where I'm very, very disciplined because I know that if I don't work a certain amount or I don't stack a certain amount, no one's gonna pay me. You get what I'm saying? Like I have to do everything to a certain way or I'm not gonna see no results, because it's not like if I take a day off or 5 days I'm gonna get sick pay. I'm self-employed. So that's what uni taught me to, go get what you want. You know what I mean? And lucky enough I had good lecturers who were onto me about life after uni, what do you want to do, like how you need to go forward, blah blah blah. And they were like, we could tell that you're slightly different from everyone, that you're more entrepreneurial minded. So they were like, you know what, we think you should chase whatever it is you want to do and put in your all into it, because if you stick with it, you hit your targets. You know what I mean?
I think what's crazy though is that I do mentoring with some kids in Birmingham, and you know what's mad is that there's 3 of the boys. 2 of them have been handing out CVs and application forms aggressively. No responses. And that's the maddest thing, is that a lot of the times when we see these young boys doing these crazy things, these young boys actively are trying to find jobs. And when they couldn't find a job for about 5 months, they hit the road. And it's not an excuse, you shouldn't be selling drugs. So I'm not trying to say it's okay for them, but I've actively seen them giving out CVs, trying to get jobs, but they can't land a job. And that's the maddest thing. And see, when we talk about county lines and that, imagine this brother's in Birmingham. Imagine they sent him to Scotland. This brother lives in Birmingham and he was spending 3-4 nights in Scotland. He'll get the National Express coach from Birmingham coach station all the way to Scotland. And often when we talk about grooming, we usually talk about it in a sense of girls and older men and young girls. We never talk about it about when these adults are sending out these young boys to go to Cunch to go and sell their drugs. So anyone who's at the age of 14, 15 is grooming. They're minors. They don't have their NN number to be working. Yet they're being sent up to Scotland. I'm not saying if it was in a mile away it makes it any better, but you're sending someone way up to Scotland. Even at our age now, imagine someone telling you to relocate or work in Scotland. You're talking about a 14, 15-year-old. It's mad. And even when you look at, when we even talk about, I remember when I saw one article about a 14-year-old boy who slept with his teacher. A lot of people don't take it seriously because it's a young boy.
No, if it was the other way around.
But if it's the other way around,
he'd be gone for life.
people are on it.
They would have been
like no one really looks at what happens to young boys. It's like they're almost not protected in a sense.
I'll say between 16 to 21. That's when most things go left. So between that age, most of my brethren who grew up in my area, they all went jail. I think what
were you doing at 16? Okay, between 16 and think about the age of 16 and 19. What were you doing?
16 or 19, I was working. and I was in college, and I had a girlfriend at 18. So,
Okay.
like even
So basically, you
even-
was able to get a job then.
I got a job on my
Would you agree
birthday.
that most of the brothers who was around you, would you say they tried to get jobs or literally just hit the road?
Some didn't, dropped out. Some just hit the road. But I got my first job on my 16th birthday. Literally on my birthday, straight away.
I was
So,
working at McDonald's.
huh?
Wandsworth Road. You know the roundabout?
Yeah.
Wandsworth Bridge roundabout. That was my first job.
I was in Iceland in Clapham.
Okay.
I stayed there for 3 years. Then went to M&S. But then after, I remember like between that 19 to 21, things started getting left a tiny bit. So my little brother died when I was 18. Then that just kind of made me feel dark for a bit. You get me? So I was on smoke all the time. I was ready to war people over dumb shit. So anytime my brothers would get into madnesses, I'll get drawn in easily. And I think at 20, that's when I had my punto, and that's when man learned how to trap from a couple olders in my bit. Then around 20 to 22, most of my brothers went jail. Then I just knew the roads went for me, man. I went back, got a job, stayed out of trouble as much as possible. You get me? Then when I was 23, I started working security. I worked security for probably about a good 7 years. But at the same time, I was 1 foot in, 1 foot out, because at that point it was too easy. But I think what saved me was basketball, bro. Basketball and my girl at the time, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, basketball kept me away from everything, and my coach was hard on me, like proper hard on me, because he knew all my bridges in it, and he knew how all of them were like deep in, how a lot of them went jail. So he was proper on my case. Like he like, God bless Jimmy, man. Jimmy kept me away from a lot of bullshit. I can't even lie to you. Like, he kept me like, man, don't be having beef now. I'm in Birmingham playing basketball. Man, don't be having beef. I'm in Manchester. I'm in Wales. You know what I mean? There needs to be like saying to me like, raw, after games, just go home. Stop hanging around.
Once again, that older influence.
You get me? Like
That older influence.
Jimmy,
It's so important.
Jimmy was a proper father figure, and you know what it is, yeah. My uncle as well, man. God bless him, rest in peace. Like, my uncle was like, he was proper like his granddad. Like he was proper like, you know, like when someone just had you like on point.
Yeah, that's
you,
important.
like if you needed anything, he got you. Like my man, like I'll tell you this here. What I've learned here from him was learn to work hard here, but at the same time, what I learned from him was don't overwork yourself, because he worked himself to death.
Okay.
So he had 3 strokes before he died.
Yeah.
And what I learned from that was like, raw, no matter how much you love your family, don't work yourself to death. Because imagine, he gets out of hospital now. I remember his second stroke now, that hit him hard.
Yeah.
He got out of hospital, they're thinking, raw, my man's gonna retire and stay home. Brother, he was back at work,
Yeah.
12-hour shifts.
Yeah.
I think to myself, raw, like, that mind state.
Of work. It's bad, you know.
It's bad.
It's bad.
Bro. It's
We
proper
work
bad.
too hard and not
We work
smart
too
enough.
hard.
Too hard.
So that taught me, that's what made me kind of turn into who I am now, where I've learned the hard work from him, but I learned how to work smarter. And this is what I was trying to talk to him about, because you know how he's saying, right, he's waiting for his SIA badge and that. My uncle was saying to me like, rah, because he was doing security, but he was like, rah, before he died, don't stay in this job too long. Don't stay in this job too long.
No, but what you should be doing now, if you're going to go into security, you need to start recruiting people. So they're under you now. So what you start doing now is this: your security, you learn the ins and outs. Yeah. You then get a company that you know that can do the badges, because you've got to go on a course, right? So you then partner up with that company. Then all you've got to do now is this: you just need to start recruiting people, and say, "Rah, what are you doing at the moment? You want to do security? I do security." You get them their badge, and what happens now is this: let's say someone's charging £15 an hour. Yeah. What you do is this: you basically give them £10 an hour. So you're getting 15, you're giving them 10. They're happy because they're getting the work. So you're making £5 extra an hour. It's simple. It's simple.
So
that's
you
it.
know, if you got like 6-7 men under you,
£30.
basically, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's business
So
isn't that hard.
it's working smarter.
That's
But
it.
So
I
I was about to do 60 hours a week. For five days. Yeah, for 60 hours a
All
week.
you've got to do now is this. So you want to go into boxing or anything.
Yeah.
All you need to do is start doing your boxing. You're going to find you're going to have people around you who are into martial arts. There's nothing better than having people on the door who know MMA. There's nothing better than that. Because if I get to the door and I see a man that knows MMA, not that I'm in that kind of trouble crowd, but you behave a bit. You know what I mean? You kind of, but that's what you. If you want to get into that, that's what you do. Go into security, learn the ins and outs. Somebody's going to want £15 an hour to pay you to do it. You then give them £10 an hour. If you've got 10 man, yeah, doing that. That's 5 times 10. That's £500. That's £50 an hour. Sorry. And if they're doing 5-hour shifts,
it's going to be 17.50 when I start. 17.50, so 7.
And that's business. Yeah. And then remember, that person's now going to have another brethren who's going to want to. Oh, what are you doing? I'm doing security. Raw. How'd you get the job? Yeah. That's it. You start at this age, and think about 5 years time, you might have 100 people under your belt.
And that's
business. And funny thing is that I had one of my family friends called Raphael. Big him up. He's annoying though, but big him up. From when I was young, I saw him selling cars. He showed me how to buy and sell cars. And it was from buying and selling cars that I didn't do road. Because a lot of the brothers my age who were 21, 22, they didn't know how to make money legally. So they were making money on the road. So I've done illegal stuff. I'll never act like I'm a saint. Because when people talk about their journey, a lot of times people don't add the bad stuff in it. Because sometimes you look at people who've got money, you're asking, how did you get the money? And let's be real. You're not just landing 200-300 bags from doing a 9 to 5. Some people do, but let's just keep it real in it. But when I was young, I did some naughty stuff. But I was able to transition from the naughty stuff to selling cars. Because my family friend showed me that you can make money from selling cars. And a lot of times, these young boys just want to make money. And when I speak to these boys that I'm mentoring, they say, you know what, I don't want to sell drugs, you know. They say I don't want to sell drugs, it's just that I need money. If you can find me a job, I'll get a job. But a lot of them are struggling to find jobs. And it's that older influence, is that I can either be positive or negative. And one thing I saw with my Uncle Ralph, he was a ladies' man. But anytime it was time to make money and girls wanted to see him, he would cancel. Always cancel the link. He'd be like, I'm not going to go and meet her, there's money to make. And a lot of the times, it's I'm not going to say it's women's fault, but it's our lack of discipline as men that messes us up. A lot of the young black boys here were all good at sports. Good at basketball, good at football. What was the problem? Discipline.
Mike Tyson's a good example.
Discipline. You think of all these black boys, the majority of how can I word this? Because this is not a race thing, but the majority of, when I used to play football, the better ballers, the majority of them were black. I'm not even, like, it's just, that was my era anyway.
Some of the best ballers in my age group are in jail.
They were black. I was being real.
No, some of the best, man.
Like, I used to play for my
in jail.
And the ballers, the ballers were all, I remember, maybe because back in the day, football was a bit different in school. All you used to have was pace. Remember, back in the day, they would just blast the ball forward. Is it still kind of like, yeah, that's all it was. When you was in school and college, whoever was the fastest guy who had a bit of a kick, you boot the ball, the defender's usually going to be a white brother, because usually the defenders are white, and he's not quick. So the black brother just, you know what I'm saying, he's running like he's running from Amistad. Hit it in the back of the net. Growing up, yeah, we don't talk about the trauma that we've gone through that some of us haven't even, like, even just like as black boys when we walk around, the automatic thing is to screw someone. Even at 37, I have to find myself like snapping out of it. Like, I see a black brother and I'm like, what are you doing, Gabriel?
Hit a joke. So Michael O was in my car yesterday. He was going to Tadworth to go train.
Yeah.
And we said, this is a fucked up thing. If you go into West Croydon and all that, man, them see you and there's, like I said, people are screwing.
Yeah.
You go further.
Everyone says hello and hi.
Fam,
These environments.
we was in Tadworth. I'm in traffic now, bumping my head to music. The next done is in his GLC. He's listening to his music. We both went out window. I said, "Oh, what's good, brother?" Yeah. And everyone was smiling. Yeah. Have a nice day. Boom. Yeah. Every man drove their way. It was like, raw. That's a 20-minute difference.
Even at my age of 37, I find myself having to snap out of it. Like, I see someone look at me, and what I now do is I nod and say hello. And the funniest thing is that because of the fear that's among us, when you usually greet a black brother, they change their face. They're like, "Oh, what are you saying, cuz?" But the automatic thing is almost like to say, "Oh, what are you saying? What are you saying, Don? Oh, go on, G. What are you saying?" And it's the fear, typically, that makes you do that. At my age, I still find myself having to snap out of it. The worst part is when you see a black brother, he'll be walking normally. The moment he sees you, he starts popping like he's got arthritis. His knees start doing, I'm like, brother, you was walking normally before.
Hope you like this episode. Gabriel got the best of me today. Got me a little scratch on my face. Next time, trust me, this war's not over. That little pussy.